So, Craig, what does the vortex mean to you? What does vortex mean?
It's a cyclone of orgasms.
It's a cyclone of...
Silent. But okay, ask me.
When I say the word vortex, what does that mean to you?
Like a black hole.
Yes.
And you float around.
You float around.
And move around.
What does the word vortex mean to you?
Vortex. Man. I feel like I've learned that in 6th grade, but I don't remember.
What does it mean?
It's like when you got something spinning and there's like inertia and it pulls you in or something.
Pulls you in.
You feel like what?
Perfect. I ask you, what does the vortex mean to you? What does that word mean?
What is vortex? I don't even know what it means. You already get it.
Swirling pain.
Swirling pain?
The empty void.
Right.
And fun at the beach.
When you hear the word vortex, what does that mean? When you hear that word?
Some whores
With a
about
V,
to touch
vortex.
me.
Nerd football, bro. Hi. When you hear the word vortex, what does that mean to you? Vortex.
That reminds me of something to do with science.
Science.
Velocity, water.
Velocity, water.
Speed.
Spiral.
Yeah, spiraling.
Spiraling.
I have a friend named Victoria, and that's what it comes to mind. She loves to text me.
She loves to text me. Victoria texting me. Yeah.
Matrix. It doesn't mean anything to me.
You hear the word vortex. What does that mean?
I don't believe in that.
How far is the valley? How far is the valley?
That's like 50 miles out.
50 miles
I live in
out.
North Hollywood, so I'm just a little bit away from Hollywood.
A little bit of the way, and you drove here to Gargard.
Yeah.
So it's a 50-mile radius then.
Yeah.
It's about.
It's huge.
It's huge.
Yeah.
So you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So even out there, even if you're rooted or like strong, holding on to something strong. Maybe that bar. That's a good example. Holding on to that bar.
Yeah, hold on hard.
So it's still gonna rip you right out of North Hollywood.
Right. Always came back. Never gave it up.
Pump the volume, feel the bass. Turn me on and let me do my thing.
You hear the word vortex. With a V, vortex. What does that mean? What comes to mind?
It's like a cyclone. You spin around. It's also used to describe engine technologies. You have like the Chevy Vortex engine.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's good. Comes to your mind. What do you think of?
Like Voltron, Transformers and stuff.
Comes to your mind. What do you think of? Really, truly, the vortex. What do you think of? Vacuum. So, when you think of the word vortex, what do you think of?
This evening?
Yes, like right now, right when it hits your
Right now,
mind.
this is the vortex. We're in a vortex.
The word vortex. What do you think of? Vortex. What does the vortex mean? The vortex. Yeah, what does it mean? Gravitational? I like that.
Like spiral kind of deal with it.
Right.
In a tunnel you get sucked into, right?
So when you hear the word vortex, what does that mean to you? Vortex.
A hole in space.
Vortex?
Yes.
I don't know, like some fucking spaceship.
When you hear the word vortex, what does that mean? Swirling and this gravitational pull, it's just deep. We're spinning like out of control right now. And I just got news that Rachel, yes, is related to the Grenners. Cousins. And it spins so fast, you start mixing people and they start being related to each other. What does that mean to you?
Not a lot.
Hear the word vortex in your mind, right? When you hear it, what do you think of?
Black hole.
Black hole, right. Emphasize.
Black hole.
Deep hole. Deep hole.
Black hole.
Black. How deep?
Gravity. Strong gravity.
Gravity,
Pulling
right.
you down.
Pulling you down.
Sucking you down.
Sucking you down.
Keep it real quick. Hi, my name is Keith Slicky. What's going on? We're gonna ask you a little survey about vortexes. When you hear the word vortex, what comes to mind? Portal. Okay.
And what else?
That's all.
Word vortex. What does that mean to you?
I think I'm trying to answer this thing.
I know the word vortex. You know, like
I think of a water slide.
Right.
I'm water.
Vortex. Vortex, right? Am I right? What comes to your mind when you hear that?
A tornado.
Tornado, like spiraling.
Yeah.
So it's got a 10-mile radius, and it grabs you and pulls you into. Where do you live? Norwalk. So Norwalk's a good 20 miles. So when you hear the word vortex with a V-O-R-T-E-X, vortex.
Yes.
What does your mind think right when you hear that word?
I think kind of like a maelstrom, kind of like at the T, where it's just like a vortex of water and it just spins for some weird reason that I don't know. Vortex or a tornado.
Tornado, right? Same vortex. Yes, exactly. The tornado is more of a tunnel. Tunnel.
Or funnel.
Funnel. How deep? What's the OD? The outside diameter. What do you think?
A vortex?
Yes.
At the bottom. Or okay, I would say maybe,
The range you can pull.
maybe a couple
50 miles.
I wasn't even thinking. I was thinking more like a couple hundred yards.
I'm thinking a couple hundred miles.
The polar vortex. Now it sounds dramatic, certainly sounds very cold. These are the latest pictures from the northern plains in the US. Now, snow's causing absolute chaos over there. But what is this polar vortex? What does it actually mean to you and me, and where is it found? Well, let's address first of all what the polar vortex is. It's normally recognized as a huge chunk of atmosphere, frigid atmosphere, rotating around 30 kilometers above our head in the stratosphere. It spins because our planet spins, and it's called the polar vortex because it sits over the polar region. It's as simple as that. Now, quite often what happens with this polar vortex, the way it kind of spins, is reflected a little bit lower down in the atmosphere. Now, the polar vortex tends to work in harmony with our well-known friend, the jet stream. And the jet stream often meanders underneath the polar vortex. Occasionally, this meandering jet stream digs so far south it actually breaks off and traps a blob of spinning cold polar air. You can think of it almost like like an egg yolk wobbling there on its own. And these smaller vortices of polar air can bring some really extremely cold weather. Now, occasionally the term polar vortex is used to describe these smaller circulations, but the main thing up there, it's way up there in the stratosphere, that's where it stays. Now, some of you have asked whether this cold air will actually reach Europe. The answer is no, because the Atlantic Ocean warms up any cold air coming from the US before it arrives, and Europe's coldest weather usually comes from the east, from Siberia. So that's it. That's all on this cold polar vortex. Take care out there.